if you open yourself up to these things, like anything else, you're going to experience more because you're breaking your box of reality. They drive themselves mad mentally because it is a lot to take on. That is how Jesus was able to heal people, is because my biggest advice with this is just keep your faith. You're going to see it as it's happening to you, or this entity is coming in to try and... Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a spiritual coach and teacher, and welcome to my side of the internet. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe, and welcome to another episode of Conscious Coffee Talks, where we discuss a topic to expand our consciousness and improve our lives. So if you guys hear purring in this video, I have a cuddly little kitty cat on my lap that wanted to be part of today's episode. So guys, today's video is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a Q&A. So I made a post on Instagram and asked you guys what your burning questions were for me. So anything spiritual, psychic development, energy work, aliens, starseeds, whatever you want to call it, I will give you my honest opinion, my truth, and my experience with all of it. So with that being said, let's dive in. I'm actually having to split these questions up in two parts. So guys, if you're watching this and your question did not get answered, we'll do another one. So we're gonna start off with something pretty hot and heavy here, which is religion, specifically the Christian religion. So I got a question that says, I'm curious your perspective of those that were part of the New Age and now coming around saying they see the truth, it's false light, and Christianity is the way. So I get this question a lot because I get hater comments on this a lot, that, you know, New Age is the false light and Jesus is the way to God and all that stuff like that. So my response to this is, if you understand how faith works and how your belief works and how your thoughts and your actions and your emotions and how everything is energy and the universal laws, if you understand all of that, guys, you understand ultimately if a person 100% believes in their faith in the Christianity religion, then it is to be true. If a person believes 100% their faith in finding God through the New Age, then it is 100% true. Now, where I see that people switch or sway is because with New Age, it actually opens you up to all of the energies, meaning the dark and the light, because we are both of those things, guys. God is essentially everything. This universe is the mind of God, Hermetic Law 101. God is mental. So essentially you are those darker aspects as well too. So New Age just opens you up to all energies to explore these aspects of your mind. New Age allows you to see the darker aspects as part of you rather than something separate, whereas religion will tell you the darker aspects are like demons and devil. And so they pretty much say stay away, don't allow those things into your life. But ultimately, when you don't allow these things in your life, you're automatically rejecting a part of you. When we feel those lower level frequencies, that is just an unconscious aspect of ourselves. And when we dive into that and actually can gain wisdom from those darker aspects and use it as a compass, we can really use our pain as our power in our life. Because ultimately, guys, this is the human experience. Not one human is going to escape those darker feelings or aspects of ourselves, demons, whatever you want to call them. Not one human is going to escape it. Ultimately, if you view them as something separate than yourself or something bad, you are going to create more of that lower level frequency and basically get caught in a trap. And it will be something that you fear and ultimately adopt the victim mindset of, oh my gosh, the devil is against me, or these demons are attacking my life, or you know what I mean? Whereas New Age will tell you that it is ultimately in your control. You control what energies that you think, act, and feel in the body and how you respond to them. So you are in control of your life. These things do not control you. So that is where religion kind of has a fault, I find. It's not necessarily bad to say that, you know, Jesus Christ is the only way, because Christ consciousness is a high level consciousness. But it's a straight shot there. And like I said, that's not bad because it's high vibrational, but it creates the illusion of that you are separate from these things, therefore taking power from you. You have, you know, it's an aspect of control that higher beings or humanity has over you with religion. So it's a give and take, guys. Ultimately, where I have found my truth is basically combining the two, understanding that I have darker aspects of me because of the human experience, but they are nothing that's out of my control. You know, I am not separate from God, which, you know, religion creates that divide of looking for God outside of yourself, which is another aspect that's kind of not good with it. But ultimately, I've found my truth combining the two, knowing that I am a piece of God. It's not something separate from me, not a man in the sky invoking judgment, because God doesn't judge. It's an energy. You come to find all of that through whatever truth, or at least I did. But anyway, that is why I feel like people sway from it, is because they open themselves up to those lower level frequencies, and so they get scared. And then ultimately, when you go down the new age rabbit holes per se, you understand that you are the creator of your reality. You are this consciousness. You are God, essentially. But people take on all the responsibility of those lower level frequencies, trying to heal their lives. They drive themselves mad mentally because it is a lot to take on. And you have to acknowledge that there are aspects of us that is human, and that is why we're here. You know, we are here because we want to experience those darker parts of ourselves. We want to have those human experiences because we are able to gain wisdom and knowledge and create here in the physical, where we cannot do that in the spiritual realms. But that's where some people drive themselves mad, and then they convert to Christianity or to religion, because it does provide structure. It provides that straight shot to Jesus Christ, and it does provide good, you know, morals and values and things to live by. So it kind of takes the responsibility of healing from the individual, and it relieves them from that resistance that you will feel for taking responsibility for your life, because it can be difficult. A spiritual journey is taking the responsibility for your life, and it is hard sometimes. So it's really finding that perfect balance of understanding that yes, you are the creator, but there are higher aspects of you that exist, your higher self, source, whatever. You are limited to a human experience because of this 3D reality. We are tied to it because of this body. It's part of the experience. So it's understanding that, you know, you let go and let God and surrender when you need to. You understand your mind. You understand there's no separation. And you understand that ultimately you are connected to God and never separate, and you are this thing. And that is just a beautiful, comforting feeling of ultimately everything is always okay. It's always happening for you, your highest benevolence, and you are never alone. So yeah, there's the long-winded answer there. But circling back around again, there is no right or wrong way. It's just the creator's way. And if you want to experience Christianity, that's what you'll experience. If you want to sway to one or the other, that will be your experience. And whatever you believe to be true, it will be true, and you will find peace in that. The soul always knows what the human needs, right? Next question, how thin is the veil right now? Hearing more and seeing more. Right now, guys, we are in November. We just wrapped up eclipse season with October. Now, you will find that more people say that October, the veil is thinner. I'm not so sure astrologically besides eclipse season, if there's anything else that plays into this. I know with October and Halloween, things like that, things are a bit more spooky. So the human collective consciousness manifests more like ghostly psychic experiences, just because we're bringing in more of those energies. And the new moons, the full moons, whatever, I think that those do play in a factor of, you know, raising our vibration. And when we raise our vibration, we're more connected to source, and we're more tapped into these energies, or seeing through the veil, I call it, the illusion that we are separate from the spirit realm. So it's really easy to see these things. Ultimately, I do think that it is up to the individual of how much they see through the veil, because we are all at different aspects of consciousness and what we believe. And if you open yourself up to these things, like anything else, you're going to experience more, because you're breaking your box of reality. It's ultimately the creator's choice of how tapped in, turned on that they want to be to these energies. So I know for myself, the veil was super freaking thin. I had a lot of energy headaches. I was very tired. I had energetic downloads. Like, my whole life kind of flipped upside down, but it was for the better. and I'm still kind of going through it. So I just use the momentum that the collective was creating, because this is ultimately what we're creating. And like I said, I do believe that planetary alignments do play a factor in it, because I mean, heck guys, I mean, it's gravitational pull, the moon, you know, affects the tides. Like, we are part of the earth. There has to be some kind of energies at play here from our astrological alignments as well. But I think a lot of it comes from the momentum that the collective creates, especially like the spiritual new age type or witchy, you know, whatever you want to call it, groups create. I really feel like it's just up to the individual. I don't think one human's really gonna avoid it, because there is some level of this Halloween-y witchy season that everyone kind of plays into because of the holiday and the changing of the seasons. So ultimately, if you are seeing more, hearing more, then yes, the veil is thin right now. Next question. Did I make the right decision when I distanced myself from the last 2 friends that I had? Well, that depends. Ultimately, if you're deciding to distance yourself, you are drawing boundaries. So the reason why you are drawing boundaries will be if it is right for you. Ultimately, if you drew them, it probably is right for you. So we are who we hang around with. So ultimately, guys, the people that we surround ourselves with, we become more like them. So it's really empowering if you choose the right people who have the same goals, aspirations, basically energy as you do, to really help build you up and help motivate you and help you achieve and be the person that you want to be. Our relationships tell us who we are. So they're kind of like a tool. Like everything in our external world, it shows us who we are. It gives us more information about ourselves. So you have to ask yourself, were those relationships adding value to you as a person? Were they adding to your character and helping you grow into becoming the person that you wanted to be? If not, if they were heavier energies, if they were bringing you down, if they had bad habits, if they weren't really doing anything constructive with their lives, or if they were criticizing you, you draw healthy boundaries for yourself out of self-love. You know, selfishness is self-love. I'm 100% behind that aspect, even if sometimes it feels like it's not right, because as humans, a lot of us were trained very young that we needed to give up ourselves to others to be accepted. We needed to basically suppress ourselves, or we had to people please, or things like that. We had to look for power and approval from our external world, and we wanted people to like us. Now, part of this is because of our natural instincts of survival, because back in the day, our ancestors needed a tribe to survive. Not very many people could live in the wilderness by themselves, right? So it's deeply ingrained in us that we want to be accepted, but drawing healthy boundaries will allow you to actually live your fullest expression. You know, you're gonna see what takes your energy when you tap in and tune in to you, and you're gonna see what people you hang around with, if they're either building you up and you're vibing high and you feel good and inspired and creative with these people, or if these people are bringing you down. So you know, it's not to say like it's good or bad. You just have to make the decision for yourself. Sometimes this can look like too of how we serve as mirrors for one another, and how people tell us more information about ourselves is if somebody's triggering you, then ultimately, yes, that is something that you have to heal within yourself. But if you're not at a place to heal that, then drawing distance and boundaries is a healthy thing for you, because ultimately, if you keep getting triggered by this friend or, you know, your spouse or whatever like that, there was a relationship, then ultimately it's going to lower your energy and then ultimately bring you stress, anger, which will then ultimately lead to health issues in the body. So 100% drawing boundaries and distancing yourself for yourself and doing it for you, no matter if it's you're being triggered or if you understand that it's these people are just bringing you down. Ultimately, you're showing yourself love. So this one says, why do these entities only appear when we are happy and disappear when we are crying? Okay, I'm a little confused on this one, but I'm gonna think that entities, meaning lower level frequencies, meaning thinking that these things show up whenever you feel good or you feel like life is going good, and then bam, something hits you and it's like, damn it, not again. So I would view this as a mindset. So you were probably caught in the trap that if things are going good, it feels very foreign for you. Or it could be like things just can't be this good. Something is definitely going to come and like knock me off my high horse type of thing. And then something eventually will, because that is just how the universe works. It responds to our thoughts and our energy. So whatever happens, you're going to see it as it's happening to you, or this entity is coming in to try and knock you from achieving what it is that you want to, or bring you down, or whatever. If you view the world like that. Now you can view it a different way and thinking that these things are happening for you, and rather than viewing it as an entity, you don't even give it that label. It is just an experience that you're going through, and it's trying to show you something about yourself. So if you're going through a lower level experience, like say you lost your job, say you had a breakup, something of that nature, you view these things as new opportunities. So I am a firm believer that rejection is protection of the universe. When things that we want don't go our way, it was happening for us because the universe truly knows, or God, whatever you want to call it, truly knows what we do want and what is the best for us. And it's just guiding us in a new direction. New doorways are going to open up, because like old things, old foundations have to fall away for new things to step in. And sometimes it can be viewed as painful, as like, why is this happening to me? So I would try to switch your view, the victim mindset of, oh, this is happening to me, because that's very low level and very heavy in the body, it feels. When you start to realize that things are happening for you, you're then going to see all the opportunities come in and the breadcrumbs of the universe leading you more to what you want. Now, you may not know exactly what you want or what that is or why things happen when they do, but you're going to understand it later. I promise you. It has happened to me countless times, even losses in the family, not understanding why sudden deaths happen, even things of that low level, going on down the line, even years down the line, of what spiritual awakening it caused me, what lessons it helped me learn as a soul evolving. My biggest advice with this is just keep your faith. Keep your faith, and don't view it as it's something happening to you. View it as something happening for you, because the universe ultimately has your back, as Gabby Bernstein would say. Okay, next question. Can archangels be our guardian angels? I mean, why not? So I work with angels. I'm not so sure what the definition of like guardian angels can be, but I feel like all the archangels are really our guardian angels. I think some people do label as like maybe some of our past loved ones turn into guardian angels, which they probably, you know, can if you think that. That's what ultimately the angels are there for. They are a very high frequency. They are love. They are one of the closest things to God, essentially, and they help bring us up. They help provide us with wisdom. They give us what we need in the moment we need it. All you have to do is call upon them and ask. And you can have tons of guardian angels, guys. It just depends on, like I said, what you need in the moment will be what comes through for you, what shows up. So like for me, Michael is like my main angel, and it just happened that way. I didn't even know who Michael was, honestly, until he came through in a reading that was done for me, which was pretty cool, actually. And then I further felt his vibration. So what you'll find with angels, guys, is sometimes that you'll have angels that stick with you through your entire life, or sometimes that you will have angels just show up for certain things. Gabriel shows up for me when I need to speak. Gabriel is one of the like charismatic angels. So he helps me whenever I do public speaking, or like when I'm making my conscious coffee talks or things like that. I feel into that vibration and I ask for assistance. So therefore he steps into my energy field, and it helps me embody that wisdom and those skill sets of that angel, right? It mixes in with my energy. That's how angels really work, and how spirit guides kind of work too. different level of frequencies, but angels never have had a human experience. They cannot have a human experience because of how high vibe that they are. They are another unconscious aspect of you, just how we talked about demons. Angels are the same. You are them and they are you, just vibrating at different levels of frequencies. But your consciousness, because we're all streaming from the same source, your conscious awareness is just focused on this one human experience that you're having in the body. Are you a starseed? I would say so. You know, honestly, guys, I've never been like really connected to the Pleiadians. You know, like when I think of starseeds, I think of like all the different alien races. I've been pulled to several and really odd ones. They're not ones that I would like, you know, the Pleiadians just seem so like everyone's talking about them. When I think of starseeds, I think of Pleiadians. And I consciously haven't connected with them too much. I'm more connected to what I've found step in my field, surprisingly, which was mantis beings. Never had heard of them in my entire life. And I was wondering what these beings were when they were stepping into my field. And they're interdimensional beings. They definitely come into my field. They actually help me make my videos on Instagram Reels. The funny content you guys see is a lot of channelings from these beings because, as you know, if you have a deep relationship with them or the higher you get in the realms, honestly, like angels and those high interdimensional beings, they're really freaking funny, guys. Like, they are very childlike, they're very playful, and that's what they want to do. There's not really a lot of seriousness in those high realms. There is some pretty deep wisdom, though. There is some deep wisdom that just comes straight shot down at you, that is like no emotion attached to it. It's just like, this is what it is. But the aliens, the interdimensional beings, they're very, very playful, and they have our highest benevolence at interest. They very much love humans. They want to play. They think we take life way too seriously, which we do. So I'm gonna say yes, I am a starseed. I channel a lot from them. And guys, anybody can be a starseed. All you have to do is just set your intention to connect with these beings of whatever it is that you feel called to connect to, and then you become a starseed. Because like we know, guys, just with angels or demons or whatever, this body is just designed to harness energy, and your conscious thought, which is the mind of God, the power of your intention, whatever your desire is calling forth these things into the body, and you allowing it in and actually connecting your consciousness to your physical body and allowing the information to come through and the feeling to come through. You're basically channeling an alien or whatever it is that you were wanting to channel. So a lot of people just think that they are so far from these things, or like that they just can't do it because of the box of reality that humanity has created. You know, this is why children are so carefree and fun and loving, is because like they don't have that programming or that box of reality, and their imagination runs wild. So they are connected to these things, and we just think it is a wild imagination, when ultimately, guys, imagination is a skill. It is just communication from the higher realms. I mean, there is no difference between here and the spiritual besides a level of vibration. It's all coming from the mind of God. So the next question, the best way I can be of service to the collective. So the best way that you can be of service is by embodying your highest self, or your fullest authentic self. When we are our fullest expression, our authentic self, when we embody the frequency of love, passion, creativity, of source here, and we express ourselves freely and take action upon that, we are naturally going to touch the lives of other people and going to bring their energy up to match that. That's how basically healing happens whenever we want to talk energy work. But how like Reiki even works is the power of resonance, and that is how Jesus was able to heal people, is because he automatically held such energy like that of just basically God in a body, that it could bring up other people's energy, and he could be that channel for them, that he restored their faith from just his presence alone, because they felt that energy from him, right? He wasn't special per se. He just allowed, because he had the mindset shifts and the knowings and the understandings of God and what source is, to be a channel of it here. So he saw everything through the eyes of love, or through the eyes of God. When you do this and embrace or embody your fullest authentic self and create from that, then you're going to touch the lives of other people. You're going to bring up their energy, and then guess what? They're going to go home and they're going to do the same thing to their kids or to their family or to their friends. They're going to bring up their energy, and this is how we keep spreading it around, right? So you have the choice of either you can embody love or you can embody not love, fear. So you can either light somebody's candle or blow it out. So it is ultimately up to you and what you want to do, and ultimately whatever you do will be what you embody. So meaning you will feel that frequency as well too, meaning law of karma, it will come back around. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna cut the video right there. I think we're long enough here. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter because I keep going over, and I don't think you guys like that. With that being said, I will make a part 2 to this because I have a lot more questions on my photo that I need to address. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope this shed some light, and I hope you got some good vibes from this. So I'm sending you all of my light and all my love. We'll see ya.